Hey, nothing just happened there. I'm all good. I'm just a cat that just flaps its mouth occasionally, and no sound actually comes out. Yeah, so in a sense, this is kind of like a VTuber stream. I wanted to just find a way that was like cool to hang out with people and like work on creative projects, like new animations, and kind of bounce off other people's creative energy because that's one of my absolute favorite things to do. I have a little, I have a little thing I was just reading. So yeah, there's some juicy cat goss. I mean, check out the cat eye glasses. I've seen some stuff. You know, these ducks are crapping all over the place, and I've seen some obscene things, and I'm here to share that with you. So yeah, I'm glad you can actually hear me now. Yeah, so take two. I had to fix a mic issue like right before the stream. My fancy pants mic was not turning on for like 15 minutes ago, so I had to swap out, and hopefully this sounds okay. But I'm gonna go back into my little spiel here, although it's very awkward to switch to it now. Oh my god, you're doing this on the afternoon I was considering to devote to UV resin projects? Damn, you should! I believe that is the best thing to do. So, hi folks, and welcome to the Buttermilk Biscuit. I am Ashelade, which just imagine me doing that in silence in my room alone. And I'm here to hang out, mediate, and sit on your keyboard on this 2-hour train ride through the twilight. Behind me is Erica, with a K. She says that's important. And her powerful arms that I've given up fighting against. Here on the Buttermilk Biscuit, TBB, or Tibubba for short, all of my favorite goofballs, you, can connect and create in a mostly harmless, low-key environment as a home away from home. Oh, okay. Is it like, am I kind of low, or is the background ambience too loud? It's like... Yeah, let me check. I tried to set like low latency. All you hear is purring. Okay, well that actually works. I'm a little worried because I am a talking cat. Like, this is not just like a cat that's doing psychic speaking to you. So I'm a little concerned for you. So all you hear is meowing, then I think you're inserting your own thoughts here. So I'm turning down the ambience just a little bit. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better, like a better mix. If not, just let me know. But yeah, I wanted this to be like a low-key place to just hang out, work on projects together. It didn't have to be creative projects, although, you know, this is like a great space to do it. You could just clean up around the house. You can just take care of chores that you've been missing out on, or work on your novel, or do things like that. I know for me personally, in the past few months, it's been really helpful. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the updates. I really want to make sure that the sound and everything works okay. And also, this is a different mic, so I'm trying to get used to like talking to it a little bit more directly. But yeah, there's no pressure to be perfect. This is just an opportunity to find energy in the company of like-minded cats, ducks, and monsters, and kind of sharing our progress together. I think it'd be really fun to have a place to, you know, at the end, this is going to be a 2-hour stream each day that I'm doing it. And at the end, if you want to share like how the progress went, what you worked on, I'd like to have a way to like share pictures or just share stuff and maybe share it on screen if people are comfortable with that, and just have fun. Throwing your day job in the trash so you can get back to painting models and playing fighting games. Yeah. Yeah, I think a day job is actually overrated. You should just be a cat. So, a big part of this is that it's also kind of interactive. You can actually see, you can see these seats next to me. They all say empty. These are all claimable seats. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you can use this command, and I'll show it to you real quick. Hey, Hertz. So you can use the command claim seat, and it'll pop you into one of these 4 seats, if there's a seat available. I haven't figured out like a first come, first serve. I mean, anything aside from first come, first serve. So it's just the 4 seats for right now, and we can like clear people out of them. Okay, that was super quick. And then afterward, I'm gonna do this here so you can see a list of characters. So it starts off, you are Slimeb, but you can choose with the command avatar. You can go for example, cheeks, if you have a seat. And now when you type messages in chat, I mean, it'll do this for Slimeb as well. It'll animate and it'll show up your text from chat on the screen. So we'll go those cheeks. There are like a couple little weird little tweaks that I need to make, but I really wanted to test it out with more people and just make sure that everything's working okay. So I'm super excited. I put a lot of work into making this a silly little fun place to hang out. Heidi, my beloved. I am really curious about how big the delay is. So I will have to I will have to check it out because I know there's like ultra low latency for YouTube, but I have heard some problems with it, and I'd like this to be as responsive for your chat messages as possible. But yeah, so this is again, like, had a lot of like intro stuff to do, but it's a pretty schlorp. It's a pretty low-key kind of thing. I want to use this time to like work on new animations or add more stuff to the train or write, or it could just be like working from home kind of stuff. I just have like a cool space where, you know, it's fun to hang out with friends and not do those projects alone, because you know, especially working on animation and doing frame by frame stuff, it takes so many hours of just drawing, and I'm like, man, it'd be really cool if I could just hang out with people during this. And so this seemed like a great opportunity for it. I have lots and lots of little random animations. Some are less common than others. They're gonna pop in. So even if you don't want to do anything and you just want to like sit here and watch or hang out with people, that's totally cool. Like, there's no expectation. What am I working on lately? Mostly this. Yeah, so, yeah, I can show stuff on the stream as I'm working on it. What I'll probably do for this stream is just, I want to do stuff like make the cat's tail swish, little tiny things that I'm noticing that I'm like, oh god, I gotta fill in all these little things. Thanks, Ozzy. And yes, bless the Roomba. There are varieties to the Roomba. I tried to limit like the stuff that's like too noisy, so that it's not too distracting. So you'll see those like every like 10 or 11 minutes. Bitey is a mood, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give up my seat here if anyone else wants to take one. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bitey. All of these little characters are, sometimes when I'm like feeling stressed out or I just kind of want to reset artistically, I will just fill up a screen with little pencil drawings on my iPad, and I have a lot more of these and I want to add more than just these 4. Maybe that's something I could like share on Blue Sky or share in community, and because I have a lot of very goofy little guys that I'm very proud of. But yeah, if anyone wants to take that last seat, feel free to. That's totally open. Again, you have to be a subscriber. I just figured, I was like, how do I separate this if I'm going to have the text on the screen? I got to get all the little guys out of my bloodstream. That's right, yeah. They're just coursing through my cat veins. I feel like I just talked like 1,000 words, and now I'm just gonna stare at the screen and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna draw. So, but yeah, we're gonna get announcements from the conductor. I really had to focus in on that enunciation because it is a duck. And he's gonna be making announcements every about 30 minutes. Yeah, you get to play with my Blorbos, my personal Blorbos. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. It's been such a fun, like, creative outlet. Like thinking of dumb little things that could be on the train. Thinking of stuff. Painting the background has been kind of its own fun little experience. It's a avatar list with a space. And I did also make it to where if you run commands in the chat, they won't pop up on the screen. Or, oh no, does it not work for other people? Or, let's see. See, this is what this is for. But for right now... Oh no! I guess it normally is kind of rude for someone to drool on the train, but we kind of just like let Bitey go with it because have you seen the teeth? I feel like it's not worth it. A distinct lack of dogs. Yeah, I am a cat. And I feel like that's all I really have to say. Looking at a cute, very, very cute little puppy yesterday, I was thinking that it would be nice to have like a mop that comes through and it's just a dog. I'm sorry. I was checking out Mans. And Bob, are you subscribed? Because I think that's the limiter. Can a cat be riding the dog? So, yeah, so a cat could be riding the dog. That's totally an option. Let me do a test real quick. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so let me... I don't actually know if I can change this while it's live. But let's see. Oh, we're doing it live. So real quick, let me see if this works. Let me make sure. So why isn't it? Duck! I have been called the Duck Queen, so I feel like it was only the responsible thing to do, to shove ducks in everywhere. Let's see. So, YouTube Studio. Very slorp coded. You want to be the Duck Queen? You can't be the Duck Queen. I think ducks are too powerful for people to be. Yeah, so I don't... It doesn't look like I can change the latency rate. Long honk! I remember that story. That made me so ridiculously happy to read about when you shared that. So cute. I felt so proud. Yeah, so the latency here, I think I'll have to fix that on the next stream. Hope it's not like too bad. If it's really bad, you could try refreshing the screen and seeing if that maybe pulls you a little bit closer up to live. I don't think I have the DVR option turned on, which would make it to where you could like rewind, which could put you further behind. Hopefully that helps, but next time I'll do some tests and try to make sure that it has a lower latency, because I want it to be like as interactive and goofy on screen as possible. If you could, Bob, if you get a chance, if you could try changing your avatar, because I want to see if that's just like not working at all. Like if you want to be Cheeks, I feel like Cheeks has a really good spirit. Oh no! Okay, so that's a problem for multiple people. Let's see, so... You imagine the butt wiggling your heart? That's so sweet. Yeah, it's my first! Hey, Tempest. Oh, dang. Okay. Weird. Okay, so maybe it's... So I had this set up on Twitch before as like the testing ground. And so maybe something swapped out over... Let's see. I mean, Ozzy's showing cheeks. You know what? Let me actually just change this to a different rule set. And this should fix it, and I'll just figure out the rest later. Alright, I'm missing your chats for just a sec. Okay. Alright. Actually, I need to fix it to where if it's not the name, then it doesn't do it. Yeah, so if... let's do this again. Or you could just be a broken PNG. That's also... It's kind of mysterious. But yeah, I think it's doofer. Yeah, if everybody could try changing their avatar again, I think it should work now. There's doofer. Doofenshmirtz. Schmirtz. Yeah, Harry the Platypus. There we go. Hopefully it's working for Ob and Bob. Bob. There you go. There's the cheeks. There's the little maid. We don't have anything automatically controlled here. That Roomba's driven. Yes, there was. She was happy to see you. It's doofer, not doofus. Yeah, I'm glad that you're impressed and inspired. I have some like little things to iron out, but I am very proud of what I've made. I've had such a blast with every part of it. I lovingly crafted that cat's butthole back there. It's been a joy. And so I'm so glad to be able to share it with people. I have a lot more that I want to add. I've actually been figuring out... I've been putting a little CRT television. Yeah. Well, she's not me, but maybe she echoes some internal sentiments, you know? Like, maybe there is a darkness in this cat's heart, and Erica can feel it through her over-muscled arms that are holding me here. But yeah, it's like a little CRT television on a little cart to push out, and we can zoom into it and like show off what people are working on, or show videos or anything like that. Or I don't know, maybe we could just watch TV at some point. You know, if it's just the stress of life is too much and you need a break. I have a lot of goofy little ideas. Maybe Erica is... no, Erica is surely a human being. I think she might be the only human being on board. I don't know what the hell the maids are. But Erica assures me that she is human and not an android. Slime Buddy, I mean, what do you think it feels like to be a slime? You know, like, you don't got the cheeks to show off. You don't have the bitey teeth. How do you protect yourself? I mean, you're safe on this train, but I think slime has a lot to think about. Isn't slime kind of all of us inside? Yeah, I still haven't played Ina Dream Barbecue yet, but I'm super excited. I have rewatched those cartoons multiple times. It's so fun. That's a good question. Thank you. Yeah, so I actually, in case anybody doesn't have any ideas on what to work on, I thought I would bring like a theme. Um, if anybody wanted to, yeah, work on during your stream, you could build acidity for defense. So that could be what you focus on today. But this is a little bit cheesy, I guess. But I thought the theme for today, since this was like a really big project that I've been working on, I've been really excited about it. The theme of the day could be like a new beginning, and that could be that you're spring cleaning at your house, trying something new, a sunrise. A lot of different concepts could come from that. It doesn't have to just be like something actually beginning. Just the start of something new, or a change in your life or something like that. If you just wanted something to kind of bounce off of. For me, my new beginning is going to be working on the kinks of this and trying to do some research because there's a lot of moving parts. What are the four humors if not different slimes inside of us? I don't think that that's what they had in mind when they first thought of the four humors, was like a sentient slime in your body. But yeah, you could just be a big pile of bile. We are just four slimes in a trench coat. That is every one of us. So Bob, that's a really good question. As of now, I don't have something like strictly in place. I have a Discord server. Why does that lady keep rolling her eyes at me? Honestly, do you feel like you don't deserve it? Like, you've done something. I see cheeks. I see that little smile. I assume that you probably farted as you asked that question. Working hard to achieve your dream of being yeah. That's awesome, Ob. Yeah. I mean, of course that's part of spring, but I've been seeing like so many flowers coming back, and the leaves are blooming, and it's just been like such a period of like rebirth and regrowth, and it honestly felt like a really good timing to start doing this. Push through like some of the anxiety that comes along with doing something like this. Will we see that bird from the streams? You will, maybe not today, but I do have plans for that little bird. That was actually, on that note, in another spirit body, I was that duck, and I felt like it was too much power to control. Because I feel like the ducks are just like a force of nature, and seeing one talk actually made me very confused, because I feel like it should only just go quack, and that's like the sum of it. But I do have plans for that duck. That duck will be coming back with a vengeance. There are a lot of little creatures that I've been working on that are, going to get implemented over the next few days. There's something about that little emoji coming out of Cheeks' butt that does give me the visual image of doing like party favors with your butt cheeks. In reality, I mean, I would say all those birds are kind of a force of nature. I feel like there's not a brain behind them. The head's pretty much empty, and so they just kind of react and do things as they must. These are the dark forces of nature. That's very true. But yeah, I have a Discord server set up, to go back to Bob's question here. And if people want to go on there to share it, I think that could work, and I could show them on screen if people are comfortable with that, or if they just want to share and talk amongst themselves. I also know that like people are over flooded with Discord servers, and so I don't want to necessarily push that. If people have any other ideas, I thought about You could share them with maybe with a specific hashtag on Blue Sky. But yeah, and maybe I could show them off when the TV comes, and I can like roll it out and kind of just scroll through the feed and show what people are working on. If you just want to talk about it in chat, I'd be more than happy to kind of go over it, and maybe you have it like on your own personal account. You want to show it off to people. Yeah, just something to figure out. Discord sounds chill. Cool. So let me grab that real quick, and I'll post it. I'll pin it here. You will have to bear with me a little bit. I've not done like a ton of Discord server management, but here we go. I'm going to post it in the chat and pin it. Oh, this is cool. So what Discord's doing is that if I go to the send a server invite link to a friend, it says hidden, use copy button. Oh. Okay, so that means 30 minutes have gone by since we started. If you really want, I know what he says. I can add some subtitles if people need to understand that a little bit better, but I hope that you kind of just understand it in your heart without me having to like spell it out for you. I feel like that's not for cats to do. Let me know if that works. I'm guessing I'll probably see people pop in if it is working. Yeah, I mean, based on that video, if all I do is just add subtitles that say quack, 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 I feel like that should just cover everything. Same thing with the Discord. If you see anything that you'd like added in or different places to talk or share things, then let me know. I plan on being pretty active in there. Give me a heads up, and then that channel, What You're Working On, is a good place to just share what you're working on. But yeah, again, it's going to be like a pretty low-key stream most of the time. I would like to like participate in conversations and like hang out with people and be silly, but also like, yeah, it's going to be a great place to just work and hopefully grab some inspiration from people around you. If you know anybody that's interested in that kind of thing, definitely share it. I already told myself that if this didn't completely explode, it only like partially exploded before I started. I was also going to do it tomorrow. Just let me maybe get an idea of like when good times are for y'all. I was thinking I could either do it at the same time or a little bit later in the day. But yeah, I really like. I know I've said it before, and I might harp on this a little bit too much, but growing up and being around people that work on creative projects, one of my absolute favorite things has always been just being in a room with somebody, even without talking, and knowing that we're working on things at the same time, and then sharing those at the end, and just feeling like that creative energy and that excitement of bouncing off of other people. Now, in some of those cases, it would be I'd work on music with headphones on, and so we weren't even talking. But at the end, it was like, oh, what did you do? And it's just a lot easier to get into that kind of creative state when you know that you're not alone. I think that really helps. At least it helps me, and I think it can help other people. Let's see in chat. Rally Cat in the house. Yeah. With ducks, I feel like there's already enough that's kind of insinuated with the tone. You knew what that duck was quacking about. For right now, I am gonna go back to muting Discord. And then I'll get back to it as soon as we're done here. Yeah, I really love people too. I can get frustrated with people, absolutely, but I really do love people. It's a good question, Bob. Yeah, is anybody currently working on anything? I heard Ozzy was talking about a resin project, which I would absolutely love to hear more about. I kind of, after bringing it up earlier, I have so many ideas for working on the stream, but I feel like I want to doodle some more creatures. I'm gonna get started on that. Oh, that's awesome. Is it like for a set piece, or is it just like a decoration? Because I can imagine that being really beautiful. Yeah, Riley, this could totally, like, if you have time, you could totally take time during the streams to try to set that up. For Alchemist Blorbo cosplay, that's really cool. Yeah, the idea of making your own props, like I've never personally done very much cosplay. The idea of making your own props with like resin and all kinds of different crafts sounds really fun. I remember a while back I DM'd kind of like a short-lived Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and I had made fake potions in different colors to represent different items that the characters had. And that was really fun. It was really like, you know, making little props and things like that for cosplay or for some sort of role playing. It's really cool. Oh, it's going. You just gotta make sure that you have time to look at the weird little critters in the back. And if you want to use that as like a personal analogy, that totally makes sense. You know? Progress can be slow, but it is progress. Yes. I like to take like an ass first approach to animals. You have to make sure that you greet the cat at its butt and then eventually see the face. And really, that's like an awesome thing to do. Of course, I know you from playing Street Fighter 6 and the Discord server that we're on, and I think having like a very like safe place to hang out, especially in person, for like queer folks is like really awesome. It's definitely something that I am trying to look into more and more, like finding those spaces near me. Yeah, that's awesome, Rally. Do you have any ideas on how to get that started? So that I can steal them for myself? Hey, thanks for coming, Bob. We're glad to see you. Yeah, anytime that you want to come, I'm going to be doing these on a regular basis. Feel free to hang out. Take care, dude. Yeah, Riley, I used to go to sleep to train soundscapes for a while. I find them so incredibly relaxing. And then I got into a rabbit hole of just like reading about trains, which I feel like is heavily leaning into, uh, I guess, kind of an on-brand type of autism for me. uh, I just had a lot of fun looking at like passenger cars and seeing people's different journeys on them, and just, I'm in the US and there's not really a lot of passenger trains. And I feel this like deep, deep jealousy over people getting to ride like comfy passenger trains. So yeah, I wanted to make something that kind of fulfilled that for me, one degree or another. Um, and also just something that's kind of like, just a chill environment. I had thought about, because I really like to write music, I had considered having music in the background, but I decided that it would probably be a little bit better for people to be able to pick what type of music they've listened to, instead of kind of pushing it on people. If that's something that people did want, I could like see how people are feeling, but for the most part, I actually think this is pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome! I'm so envious, taking a long train ride to go to a fantasy convention. That sounds like such a blast. Yeah, and yes, I'm super super jealous of uh, picking the bullet trains in Japan. Um, the external model for this was kind of somewhere in between like an older kind of like retro train and a bullet train. What could be better? Taking a nap ride across this that great country of Japan, sleeping for the most part, occasionally waking up, maybe a fart or two, weird looks from the neighbors. Well, Rally, if you need any ideas or you want to bounce anything off of me, on stream or off stream, as you know, I'm always here. Would love to help with that. Oh no. Yeah, I could imagine, especially if you're bringing like cosplay stuff. Hours upon hours of potential work that could just be taken. I'd feel the nerves a little bit. And the electronics, yeah. Yeah, I'm at a point to where like I carry my iPad everywhere so I can draw. And I clutch my bag to my chest half the time. Mostly just because I expect to forget it. You joke, Ob, but there's a prime black market for spiked blue hair wigs, which I also imagine is not the cosplay choice of a fantasy convention. But maybe that's what makes it even rarer. Yes. The nature's elusive dung beetle. Here on prime display on the Buttermilk Biscuit. You know, there is some part of me that thought, would it be too distracting to hear my voice during this entire stream ride? I thought, well, I usually talk pretty low key, so hopefully it wouldn't be a problem. But in my back pocket, I will have you know that I have considered using closed captioning and having my actual voice replaced with just sounds of the cat, so just like meowing. I feel like that would be more relaxing. Very low-key stuff. Yeah, hopefully I'm not too quiet. But I was hoping my... Oh, my Buttermilk Biscuit voice? Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely let me know if anything's too quiet. I know I wanted something pretty chill, just to kind of match my general energy, which is not especially bad shit. And even if this doesn't work out, maybe I could just be an ASMR artist and just soothe you to sleep as a cat. Yeah, that totally tracks. Very good point. Yeah, even the noisy things that can pop up on screen, because I have a variety of them. I try to make sure they were really rare. I didn't want to be too distracting. That's a very good point. Oh, thank you. Didn't expect compliments. Thank you. To be told that you would rather hear my voice than hear a cat meow is like the greatest blessing. Dream Doc, I'm glad that you like the vibes. I wanted to make it just like a cool, chill place. I hope the vibes continue for you as soon as you see Long Cat's butthole. You know, it's a good chance for that to drop off, but I hope it works for you. And just so you know, if you are a subscriber, you can use the ! avatar command, or sorry, claim seat, ! claim seat. No. Do it here with a dash, make sure I don't do it. You would type, without the dash or the space, you type claim seat with that ! And it should put you in that seat. And you can pick a little guy. Been like 1,000 moving pieces to get together, and like just the absolute most intense amount of troubleshooting because of all these moving parts. Hey there, Slime. Okay, you got it now, and now you can actually, all your messages are going to pop up on screen. Sorry if they're delayed a little bit. I know I might have to change some stuff next time. Try to reduce that delay. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little bit better. And then you can, with the avatar command, you type in avatar space and then bitey cheeks doofer or slime. And it should set you to one of those. Right beside you, you have Hertz is bitey, and I think Hertz is about ready to bite the slime at any moment, so probably a good time to change. And then up here is Cheeks. I don't know why I've turned into ASMR voice. I think it's because I got complimented and now I'm trying to lean into it. Yeah. Hey, that's totally cool. I personally really love the slime. There's a lot of like self-reflection going on in those little beady eyes. I'm gonna smother my voice in mushroom gravy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, my voice is the buttermilk biscuit, I guess. These paws were made for biscuits, and that's just what they'll do. I feel like I should build some sort of scavenger hunt. Like find all the ducks in the stream. Because if you can see back there in the lake, there is a little duck. Or, if you look at how big the tent is, I guess it's a massive duck in the middle of that lake back there. It's essentially, I guess given the scale, it's like the Loch Ness Monster of ducks. Yeah, it hurts. So I had done something similar on my Animal Crossing island back in the day. Duck spotting. Yeah. Let me write that down. I've got a little notepad. Maybe I could put random ones in every stream so that they pop up. Again, that could be like maybe too distracting. But maybe I could have like consistent ones that always come in. Some part of me is looking at this and just thinking, I could just put even more seats. Splooting duck. Speaking of duck splooting, duck sploot. Actually, now I want to draw a duck sploot. So I am getting started drawing on a duck splooting, which that's actually going to be easier, given that my ducks look like big blobs. And also just a heads up, if anybody has like written word or poetry and anything that they'd like to share, if you end up sharing it in the Discord and you want me to read it, I'm more than happy to read it out loud. You could also use that if you just want me to say stupid things, but that's totally up to you. Oh, I didn't pin that message. Go back. There's like so many little things to think about. Yeah, as you're pointing out, Ozzy, Tempest, Berry Punch, I love that super like chunky, thick, muscular body type you've got going on in that character. There we go. So yeah, if anybody just joined in, that's the Discord server. People can share what they've been working on, just kind of hang out and talk about what they're doing. Maybe get feedback on stuff. And at the end of the streams, I'm going to be, if people want me to, I can share what they've been working on visibly on the stream. Don't feel any pressure either way. It's totally up to you. Yeah, thanks, Dream Doc. I like your name, by the way. It very much fits this aesthetic. Just a sleepy slime. That's a mood. All right, everybody, we have breaking news. Aubrey says, I have optimized my plants into containers layout based on potting needs. Hell yeah. Putney vaccine. Oh, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I wonder what you could put on them. Yeah, you do have a butt. She said patronizingly. Open to bad suggestions. Okay. So Ob here is looking for suggestions on what to draw on plant pots with a gold and silver, I guess like a set of metallic Sharpies. What are some bad ideas on put on these pots? Feel free to chat if you're feeling freaky. My brain went to a cat butthole, but I don't know how like visible that's going to be on a pot, and that's just kind of where my brain goes anyway. You know, I am a cat. I need to add an animation to where I can lick my butt. Worm orgy. Did it get... Hold on. I need to be able to see the word orgy. What is going on here? Showed up. It's right there. So, okay, that was showing up there. Yeah, I think for Bitey, every time that you chat, little flecks of spit are just going everywhere. That's where the schlorp comes in. Yeah, I'm not surprised that, you know, a cat butthole is what came to mind when there is a cat butthole on screen for maybe like a third of the stream at a time. And I'm just about to show the butthole. Like, it's so close. Ah, dang, it's cheeks. Yeah, I really am curious to see what everybody's delay is, because I will have to try ultra quick next time to make sure it's as quick as possible. I was just a little worried because they said that it can cause a lot of buffering, but we'll just have to see. I'd rather this be like as immediately interactive as possible. But I also want to add in more interactive aspects. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I have it set to low latency, which people were saying was about like 10 seconds. Standard latency is 30. And then ultra low, people have said as low as 3 seconds to like 8 seconds. But people were also saying that low could be lower than it was. I don't know. I'll just have to try it out next time. This is like such a simple... Oh. Okay, well you just pooted while I was talking, but that's totally fine. I'm not deeply offended, I'm just mildly offended. Yeah, it is a little rude. You know, I've noticed that to my left here on the train are two pooters. Yeah, it's not actually your fault, you're just channeling the spirit of Cheeks inside of you. Alright, Hertz, well, thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, you take care, have a good time at work. I don't know why I said have a good time, not like have a good day, but just enjoy, just live and breathe that work. But yeah, thanks for coming by. I'm really excited. I will be doing this again. If you ever have any projects you want to work on, if you want to grab anybody to come in here, definitely hit us up. And we will be in the Discord. Take care. So I just want to point this out. I was trying to make sure that like messages weren't getting moderated without me noticing. And so earlier when DreamDoc said worm orgy, which is a totally reasonable thing to type in this chat, and I'm actually 100% on board with, I was like, okay, is there like, was it auto-moderated? Was there anything like that? And so I looked, and I almost replaced the pinned message with worm orgy, which I actually think might be a little bit better than the Discord link. And I almost just did it again, just because it amuses me so much, but I feel like I need to leave that link there, at least for this, for this first one. But in my heart, the pinned message is worm orgy. You do it for us, Doc. You let me know how it goes. It kind of makes it sound like it's a like a cryptid that you're looking for. There's Bigfoot. There's the Mothman. There's the worm orgy. Very strong Rat King energy. I agree. Yeah, I feel like that's something you don't go into lightly. You really have to plan out the worm G. Diversity of worms. You know, my brain only goes to earthworms, so I wonder what other kind of worms you could choose for that. A real spaghetti mess. Okay, so I think if I go to live chat, if you go to live chat in YouTube, does it show what Ozzy said? Or did it disappear? Because I have like some form of auto moderation going on because I am terrified of, you know, anti-Twilight people. The real terror. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything that says that these messages are hidden. Weird. Okay. Yeah, maybe there's something... Yeah, so if you go up to where it says, it might say top chat for you. Change it to live chat and it should show every single message. I'll have to figure out what it does to like differentiate, but I think it should show everything in live chat. I'll have to figure out why it does that, because I get the feeling that aside from like very specific cases, moderation shouldn't be too difficult, and I feel like we should be able to talk pretty freely. about RFK Jr.'s parasitic brainworms and the brain worm orgy going on in there. That was like super great. Sorry if that gave off the impression of that was very funny. Ha ha. My brain's like going 1,000 different directions. Oh, that's wonderful. You had the Academy's help for that? Yeah, we couldn't have done it without the start of Worm Orgy. I'm going to be a little sappy here and just say thanks again to everybody that came. I've been, again, super excited about this, and it fills me with so much happiness to see people sitting in the seats, people hanging out, doing things, and especially seeing a slime talk about a worm orgy. You know, there's lots of difficult things in the world, but sometimes you just need something like that. I'm glad, Dreamtop. Yeah, honestly, some sort of anchoring or scheduling that's kind of low pressure is really helpful for me too. You know, it's nice to have kind of patterned or reliable things to lean back on and just hang out with people. Thanks, Tempest. Yeah, really... It's funny because I have streamed before and I was so terrified the entire time and overwhelmed. And so I was like, well, what is something that is very comforting? At the entire time that I've been streaming today, even with a big problem coming up 15 minutes before stream, This has been such a relaxing experience, even just doing it for the first time, so I'm really happy with it. Ozzy, let me see if I can figure that out. That's a good question. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'll look at the settings. Oh, okay. So maybe that's a server setting on that side? I'll still check my server just in case, because I haven't really done a lot of configuration. So I'll just make sure that that kind of thing is open for if that gets opened up or figured out. Huh, yeah. Well, I mean, I know Discord recently rolled out a fairly big UI update, so I don't know if maybe it changed something else as well, or... I'll make a note to check that out after this. So... Also, I hesitate to do the admittedly kind of cringy YouTube thing, but it actually does work pretty well. This is something that you're enjoying. If you could please give it a like. I don't really expect or demand that this becomes like a major, huge thing that tons of people pour into, and I haven't even considered how it would work in that situation. But yeah, it helps other people find it if it's something that they're interested in. But yeah, always appreciated. Or, unfortunately, it looks like Ob does demand it. I will say that that creative energy isn't something that necessarily goes away if it's scaled down or up. It's, even if it's just me and one other person, I'm like super happy to do this. But the more the merrier for sure. What jerk's face? Oh my god, why are you doing that? Oh no, oh god, you're... Oh. Oh my god. Oh, don't get high off the Sharpies. While, while drawing RFK Jr.'s head. Schlorp. Such a good sound. snack. Well, it's supposed to be a dung beetle, but it looks like it's rolling a meatball. Oh wow, okay. So I just realized we are coming up into the last 10 minutes here. So, if anyone wants to share what they've been working on, feel free to share it in that Discord channel. If anyone's joined just recently, the Discord channel invite should be in the pinned comment. And then there's a channel called What You're Working On. I'll post in there. I'm going to grab some of these and then I'll show them if everybody's comfortable with that. It's all good, Ozzy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, this is no rush. This is also just getting started on things. I spent most of it just rushing around trying to figure out little back-end fires. So, it's totally cool. I've just been happy to have y'all here. Alright, and the first thing I see on opening that Discord channel is something unspeakable. So I'm not even going to say what it is. I'm just going to, I guess, pull it so that I can show it, unfortunately. Sometimes life finds a way. All right. So let me see if I can find the easiest way to do this. Thinking a slideshow. I am not thinking a slideshow. Okay, so I'm just gonna post the pictures up. It's gonna look crazy. I'll have something figured out a little bit more concrete next time. All right, so we'll see if this works. I doodled this out real quick. This is a duck sploot. I just wanted to channel, you know, some of the in-depth and complicated feelings that I've had over the course of working on this. You know, I thought, will this ever be done? And now it's actually done, and I'm exhausted. And I can just plop down and just kind of think about life for a while. There are no shadows, there are no lights, which makes it seem like this is some sort of terror void. But I just wanted to get it out real quick, and between all the fire putting out. Very cute. I love the duck. Next up, we have yeah. So the next stream is actually going to have, I think a couple of people have seen this. It's going to have a different thumbnail that has the conductor on it, but also feels like it could be a motivational poster. It says "Live, Quack, Love." Yes, this exhausted duck in a liminal space. It only has work behind it and work ahead of it, but for now, the duck rests. So next up, I put these in a crazy order. Let's see if this swaps. We have. Oh, what? Huh? Who? Okay. This is a very interesting way to work. So, Aubrey is working on a garden and decided that for some ungodly reason, based on the input of chatters, that they were going to put in RFK Jr. with a brain orgy. This is definitely not the way to do it. So here's a little bit more of the brain orgy. I like the one up top that's smiling, just like super into it. We love it here. Interpenetration? No. Oh, is there a Sploot Goose plushie? I would love that. Sploot is such a good pose. Let's see what we got. This is Ob's cat. looking kind of disappointed that Aubrey would decide to draw a different cat's butthole. That's the feeling I'm getting out of this. It's like, I have a perfectly good butthole right here that you could have drawn. Why would you draw some other cat? So I hope that you make that up to this cat after the fact. And last up, I'll show your final picture of this, which is beautiful. That's Long Cat. It's so sweet, so adorable, and has such a great ass. Yeah, you'll have to make it up to Mario later. Draw his butthole in as intense a detail as you can possibly do. And don't share with me because I don't think I want to see it. Next up, Berry Punch, aka Tempest here, showed off a Monster Girl design they were working on, and are going to get set up in Blender. This is super cool. I love the thick frame. It very much gives me vibes of like female Dragon Ball Z characters, who I always love. I wish there were more of them, but the fighters, they always have that very thick build, which is super cool. Also just a fan of like atypical body types. I say atypical just in like modern media, but what we're used to seeing. So it's nice to see something that's a little bit outside of just thin lithe girl. So super excited about this. And then they just also shared they were doing some color work here, which this is gorgeous. I love these colors. Super cool. Love the pink hair. Obviously, I'm a big fan of like pinks, pinks and purples. But yeah, this looks awesome. I'm super excited. So, like I said, please share more of the process as you go along. Same for you, Ob. I would love to see more pictures of the garden as you go along, or anything else that you draw in pots. So excited. Quesadillas for lunch. I'm sorry, why didn't you post a picture of the quesadillas for lunch in the what you're working on? Because you are working on eating that. Also a thing that I'm working on, and I'll post pictures of it later, is every Friday I make homemade pizza from scratch. I've been making it like a pan pizza. So I'll post pictures of that later for anyone in the Discord. It's been like a year-long kind of project where I've been making pizza from scratch, and it's so freaking good that I have to show off. So, but yeah, we're just a little bit over time now. Thank you again so much for everyone coming. I cannot express enough. Maybe I need to make some sort of cat animation that's me putting my hands into the air and just like super thankful. But yeah, this is going to be it, and we're going to go to the train station, the end, here, and I plan on doing, I think I'm going to do another test here, and try for 5 p.m. CST tomorrow, because I'd heard from some folks that that could work out for them. I know that doesn't necessarily work out for everybody, but I want to try a weekend day and just try a different hour. And if anyone can... And I'm sorry, Ozzy, the only reason I didn't share what you had shared was because it was in art and not what you're working on. I didn't know if you wanted me to share that on stream. But next time, I'm definitely more than happy to share anything you've got. So, thank you. Thank you so much. And Rally, everyone is doing in here is everyone is leaving. Because we're ending here. It's been about 2 hours, so I'm going to head out. But next stream will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. CST. We'll post some updates and I'll let y'all know in Discord. And then depending on how everyone's feeling, like maybe that time doesn't work out for more people, then I'm going to keep trying some things, but I feel like this is a pretty good time around lunchtime, at least for me. But we can try some different stuff. We'll just see what works. So thank y'all so much. And we'll hit it up next time. So take care and have a good evening.